God says, I am speaking to you now, listen with everything you have left to give. This message is for you. Do not scroll past this as if it were ordinary text. Don't try to skip this. God is begging you, open your heart, open your ears, open the small, stubborn space inside that pretends it is already healed. I have been waiting for 15 minutes to tell you this. There will be massive change in your life. Open quickly, and do not tell this to anyone who would silence the soft truth that is rising inside you. It's over for you if you skip. This is not a speech for the casual morning or an inspirational caption you put on after your coffee. This is an urgent transmission, a rerouting of the map you have been following for years, the sudden blueprint that appears when the floor beneath you was always hollow. I will speak plainly, the season you are in is ending. The chains you have been carrying, the little smallness you apologized for, the slow drip of not enough, they are being removed. Not because the world has decided you deserve ease, but because you have finally decided to receive what I have been trying to hand you all along. You have been tired for too long. You have been waiting for approval you will never receive from those who cannot give what you need. You have been shrinking in rooms that demand your silence. This message is for you because I know the private inventory of your heart, the dreams you still tuck into the corner, the apologies you rehearse in the mirror, the foregone chances you list as if they were trophies of caution. Put those lists down. You have been practicing how to survive. Now you will learn how to live. Hear me, the change will not always arrive like a trumpet blast. Sometimes it comes like a key. Sometimes it comes like a knock that only you hear because only you have been awake. Do not mistake quiet for nothing. The small shifts that happen in the next days will rearrange the furniture of your life. People will move, doors will close, and new doors, yes, doors you never walked toward, will open. Pay attention. Mark dates. Remember how you feel today, because you will want to tell yourself later that you recognized the turning point. You will meet helpers. They may not look like helpers at first. They may have rough edges, tired jokes, and names you forget. They will arrive with opportunities disguised as chaos. When you feel your reflex to say no because no has been safe, say yes. When fear tells you to measure risk in the currency of what you have already lost, measure it in the currency of what you could become. Trust the small yes. Practice saying them. Yes, I will try. Yes, I will go. Yes, I will ask. These little agreements with life open gates wider than defiant proclamations. For a long time you read your life as a punishment, as a ledger of mistakes. That ledger is not cancelled by denial. It is transformed by compassion, the kind of compassion that starts inside you. Begin today to speak to yourself the way I speak to you now, with insistence and tenderness. When guilt knocks, do not hand it the keys. Look at it, invite it to sit across from you, and say, I am listening, but you are not the boss of me. You owe yourself that courtesy. You owe yourself the mercy you extend so freely to others. There will be a moment, perhaps in a quiet shower, perhaps at 3 in the morning, perhaps standing alone in a crowded place, when you will feel a pressure in your chest and the sudden certainty that something must change. Do not run from that pressure. It is not meant to frighten you, it is meant to move you. This is the pressure of a life reformatting itself. Breathe into it. Name it. Walk toward the discomfort like someone following a light. Money will rearrange itself. Not necessarily like a lottery win or a flawless windfall, but like doors worth opening, a job that respects your hours, a client who pays fairly, a sale that arrives when you were about to give up. If you are asking for steady provision, I will meet you there, but provision will also ask for responsibility. Where you have been careless, begin to be careful. Where you have been reckless, practice restraint. Abundance will not be a license to repeat the past, it will be a chance to do better. Love is realigning too. If you are in a relationship that trims your light, do not work harder to be what it cannot hold. If you love someone who refuses to see you, you are allowed to step back without drama. You do not need to explain yourself to those who are unwilling to understand. And if you are single, do not mourn the timeline that friends keep reminding you of. Your person will find you when you are busy being who you are meant to be, not when you are shrinking to fit someone else's expectations. There will be betrayals that sting now but will eventually read as necessary pruning. People will reveal themselves, and some of those revelations will hurt precisely because you had hope. Allow yourself the full palette of feeling, rage, disbelief, relief, and beneath them, a quiet steady knowing that truth always protects you in the long run. Do not try to fix people who refuse to be fixed. Offer boundaries, not heartbreak. Boundaries are not punishments. They are declarations of what you will no longer accept. Make them steady and kind. You are not failing when you rest. Rest is strategic. It is not indulgence, it is calibration. You have been taught that productivity is the altar on which worth is sacrificed. That lie is collapsing. Rest now, and you will be stronger when the new season requires your courage. Rest with intention. Let it be a holy pause where you listen to what I am putting in your hands. During rest, ideas will come. The small, soft ones. Keep a notebook. Do not trust memory alone. Memory is slippery and will betray you when you most need your own counsel. Forgiveness will be your radical currency. Forgiveness does not mean you are excusing what was done. It means you are refusing to allow the past to live in your present rent-free. Forgive for your own sake. Forgive in ways that release you from being a prisoner to their story. That does not mean become naive. It means know how to let go without losing yourself in self-deception. Forgive the one who hurt you. Forgive the younger version of you that made the choices she or he needed to make at the time. Forgive yourself out loud if it helps. These acts will be small exorcisms. Practical steps. Write down 3 things you will stop doing this week that no longer serve your growth. Then write 3 things you will start doing that align with the life you say you want. Keep this list where you can see it. Act on 1 item each day. Change works in micro movements. Do 1 thing that scares you slightly every day. A small fear faced daily becomes courage. These micro movements compound. Your health matters. I do not only speak about spiritual growth. I speak about the body that carries you. If you have been ignoring a pain, a symptom, a checkup, make the appointment. Do not elevate embarrassment or avoidance above your well-being. If your sleep is fractured, try rituals that protect it. If your diet has been perfunctory, tend to it with simple, loving rituals. Treat your body like the temple of possible miracles that it is. When you care for your vessel, the rest of your life can dance with more energy and clarity. You will be tempted to measure your worth against someone else's highlight reel. Turn away from the comparison news feed. Social metrics are not the metrics of grace. Your life is not a data point. If envy visits, take it as a teacher. What is it showing you? What do you secretly desire? The answer is not to imitate but to integrate. Become the most faithful steward of your gifts. Small faithful offerings prepare you for larger callings. Fear will try to be persuasive. Fear will speak in tidy narratives about how risk equals ruin. Remember, fear is a story, not a prophecy. Test its accuracy by stepping forward in increments. If it screams, "What if you fail?" answer, "What if I succeed?" Keep both questions in the room and watch which one becomes louder when you act. Often, action quiets fear in ways talk never can. You are permitted to change your mind. Some of your shame comes from promises you made under different lights. Promises are sacred, but they are also human. If your heart has shifted toward a truer path, honor that shift. The courage to change course is not cowardice, it is fidelity to a deeper call. Tell the people who need to know. You will be surprised by how many will breathe easier when you choose yourself. Creativity will come in strange forms. If you have a creative impulse, feed it. Do not wait for permission from an expert or the right equipment. Creativity loves a beginning more than it loves credentials. Start a small project. Paint something messy. Write 2 lines a day. Sing in the car. These acts are not trivial. They are the repair work for a life that has been dulled by routine. Let play infiltrate your schedule. Play is a spiritual practice. Your relationships will be tested. Some will fall away. That is not always a loss. Some relationships will deepen because you finally show up as you are. Demand honesty, and offer it. Do not accept manipulation disguised as love. Love is patient, yes, but it is also fierce. It protects and it encourages. If a friend diminishes you, speak. If a partner gaslights, illuminate. Do not be surprised when people punish you for changing. Some people prefer the predictable version of you because it keeps their world stable. Your growth will make their world tremble. That is not your fault. There will be decisions that require you to step into unknown territory, perhaps leaving a job, perhaps speaking a truth you have only whispered, perhaps moving cities. When the inner compass points, trust it. I am not asking you to be reckless. I am asking you to be honest. There is a difference between impulsive escape and courageous release. Take time to plan, but do not let planning become a new kind of avoidance. You will encounter critics. Their voices will sound like thunder at first because you have allowed thunder to be the measure of truth. Learn to recognize which criticism is instructive and which is projection. Constructive critique helps you improve. Spiteful critique reveals more about the critic than you. When someone attacks you unfairly, respond with dignity or with silence. Dignity is more powerful than rebuttal. Do not hoard your joy. When something good happens, celebrate it loudly, as if joy were contagious, because it is. Share your victories with people who will celebrate with you and not subtract from them with their anxieties. There is no virtue in downplaying the good. Praise amplifies possibility. Say thank you as a practice. Gratitude magnetizes further gifts. Your children, literal or chosen, are watching. How you move through this season will be the lesson they remember. If you have parenting responsibilities, show them a life that is brave, honest, and compassionate. If you are mentoring someone younger or walking with a friend, let your example be generous. The legacy you build is not accumulation but the imprint of how you treated others when the world was unkind. You may be carrying grief that feels permanent. There is no timetable for grief. But there is an invitation. Let grief teach you what love looks like after loss. Do not hide grief as a sign of weakness. Bring it into the light. Speak about it. Carry it like a badge of honor for what you loved, not as a scar that defines your future. There will be legal and logistical details to manage. God says, keep going with me now. Do not skim this as if it is filler. This message is for you. Do not try to skip this. You are already farther along than you think. The next stretch asks for steadiness, not sprinting. Hear me plainly. Progress is not only measured by the milestones you can point to. It is measured by the new attention you pay to what matters. Attention is a currency. Spend it wisely. There will be practical rearrangements to make. Your schedule will need to be edited like a manuscript. Delete the lines that pull you toward exhaustion and keep the sentences that make you curious. This will feel radical because many around you will assume your identity is the sum of your obligations. It is not. Your identity is the seam in your life where your deepest joy meets honest effort. Protect that seam. Guard it with soft but uncompromising rules. These rules are not legalisms, they are lifelines. You will be presented with options that look equal but are not. Some choices will ask you to sacrifice ease for integrity, others will ask you to sacrifice integrity for comfort. Choose the first more often than you choose the second. Comfort that requires compromise of your soul is a false prophet. You will know it by the way it whispers, no one will notice. The truth of you notices everything. Give attention to where your inner yes vibrates strongest, that is the signpost. There are financial rhythms that will change. Learn to steward with curiosity. Make a simple budget that honors your priorities first. Prioritize nourishment, sleep, and obligations, then allocate for risk and joy. Save in small, ritualistic ways. Even modest savings, practiced consistently, become a fortress. If you have debt, name it and create a plan. Naming is the first miracle of management. If you are blessed with unexpected income, do not spend it all at once. Give a portion away, invest another portion, and set the rest aside as a buffer. This is not about being rigid, it is about creating options. Your work will be transformed when you stop chasing prestige and start pursuing purpose. Prestige is loud and temporary. Purpose is quiet and long-lasting. Ask yourself, what task makes time feel different when you are doing it? That is where your gifts live. Cultivate that place like a garden. Water it daily with small practices, read, practice, ask for feedback, and rest when you need to. If you are in a position to change your role, propose the changes that would let you do more meaningful work. If you are stuck, seek an ally who will advocate for you. Allies sometimes appear in unlikely places, in the colleague who notices the detail you fix, in the neighbor who shares a contact, in the stranger who remembers your name. Tend to relationships. They are the scaffolding for new possibilities. There will be a season when you must choose courage over reputation. Reputation is a public accounting, courage is private. You may be tempted to protect how you look rather than how you live. When that temptation comes, answer with action. Speak the truths that need speaking, even if your voice shakes. Do the small right thing instead of the large performative thing. The accumulation of small right things becomes moral capital that will carry you through harder tests. You will face moral ambivalence. Sometimes the right path is not the easiest one to explain to others. Prepare a simple script for yourself, short, clear sentences that locate you in integrity. When someone asks why you chose this hard thing, your script will keep you from being swayed. Practice it in the mirror, in the car, in the quiet moments. Plausible explanations calm the crowd and conserve your energy for the real work. There will be invitations to rest that arrive disguised as distractions. Television, endless scrolling, easy drinking, and invitations to overwork will all promise release but give you only numbness. Learn discernment around your leisure. Choose restorative practices, walks that lengthen your lungs, books that stretch your mind, friends who listen without fixing. Rest that restores creates bandwidth for the next leap. You will need to create better boundaries with technology. The devices that connect you also fragment your attention. Try a rule: 3 device-free hours each day. Protect the mornings for the work that matters and the evenings for slow ritual. Reduce notifications. Curate your feeds. Let technology be a tool and not a tyrant. The small ritual of reclaiming quiet will reveal creative ideas you have been missing. There will be people who oppose your changes with subtler weapons than outright sabotage, guilt, passive aggression, and performative concern. Recognize these as attempts to norm you back into predictability. Respond with clarity and calm. You need not prove your choices to those who will never support them. Instead, be steady, efficient, and compassionate. Give explanations that are short and final. Avoid long justifications; they become invitations for debate where none is required. Do not neglect the spiritual disciplines that root your life. Prayer, silence, and study are not chores, they are oxygen. Create a morning rhythm that centers you. Even 15 minutes of focused attention on what matters will change the architecture of your day. When you are tempted to do a spiritual practice as performance for others, return to the inward reason, to be steadier, kinder, and clearer. Let your practice be an invisible engine that improves your decisions. Expect to meet your future through conversation. Words will matter. Speak plainly, briefly, and with courage. Do not sanitize your truths to accommodate every ear. Truth, when offered with love, is a present. Practice speaking with precision. When you are concise, people hear you. When you over-explain, you gift them confusion. There will be an opportunity to teach. Do it. Teaching is a way of clarifying your own soul. You do not need credentials to teach what you have learned. Begin small: a short conversation, a workshop for neighbors, a free class online. Teaching returns what you have been given and polishes your understanding. It also creates community. People who learn under you will remember your name. There will be a temptation to wait for others to lead. Lead now in the microspheres you control. Leadership is not an appointment, it is an action. Start a small project that models the change you want to see. Invite 2 or 3 people to join. Keep expectations low and generosity high. Let the project have a gentle horizon. Small experiments build muscle memory for larger initiatives. You will confront patterning in family dynamics. Old roles are sticky. Expect resistance when you stop performing the role assigned to you by family lore. There will be pushback disguised as nostalgia or fear. Hold your ground with kindness. Offer new ways to relate. Sometimes the family cannot adapt. In those cases, steady your boundaries and cultivate chosen family who will support your growth. You will need to learn new skills. The world rewards adaptability. Pick one new competency and practice it for 30 minutes daily until progress becomes visible. Microeducation compounds. Choose something that aligns with your purpose, a software tool, a craft, a language. Small, steady practice will open doors that no certificate could. You will be supported by small rituals that orient your day: a warm drink, 5 minutes of stretching, a checklist that ends with, "I did enough today." Small ceremonies mark meaning. They do not require grandeur. They require attention. Create daily bridges between who you were and who you are becoming. You will be invited to forgive not because others deserve it but because you deserve relief. Forgiveness is a reclamation of energy. It does not mean forgetting, it means refusing to carry the injury as a ballast. Offer forgiveness as a pragmatic act. Practice it in small increments, a thought, a prayer, a release, until the burden lifts. You will encounter inconvenient growth moments, illness, rejection, a failed plan. These are not detours, they are curriculum. Read them as lessons, not indictments. Ask what each hardship is teaching you about resourcefulness, humility, or compassion. The answers will often be quieter than victory but more formative. There will be an increasing clarity about whom to keep close. You will notice the people who celebrate without condition and those who measure you like a ledger. Move toward the former. Protect your inner circle with care. Let people prove they are steady before you extend emotional credit. Trust is earned, do not give it away as a first impression. There will be celebrations that arrive sooner than you expect. Practice gratitude by naming what went well each night. The ritual of naming rewires your perception. It trains you to see abundance. Gratitude does not deny struggle, it locates it within a story that also contains goodness. You will be given permission to be imperfect. Perfection is a mirage that keeps you immobilized. Choose fidelity over perfection. Do the work with the resources at hand. When mistakes happen, repair them quickly and move forward. The speed of repair matters more than the illusion of faultlessness. Finally, do not underestimate the power of a simple commitment kept daily. Choose one small discipline, a 10-minute walk, a page of reading, a single prayer, and keep it for 90 days. The compound effect will surprise you. Routines are the soil in which miracles grow. God says, "This message is for you." Read it. Keep it. Act on it where you can. Archangel Michael stands with you still, vigilant and tender. He will not do your work for you, but he will steady your courage when you choose to act. Do not try to skip this. Open quickly. The next part of your life is already in motion, answer it with bravery and with mercy.